Hello YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian, I am reviewing the worst books I read in August. First up in the bad book list, I have Styxs Storm by Laura Lee. This is the second book from Laura Lee that is now in my worst books list. So I feel like I am done with Laura Lee as an author. She's just not it for me. I know a lot of people like her books. I am not one of them. I had many problems with this on a fundamental level. The heroine, Storm, is basically a racist. In this world, there's all these people who have been spliced DNA-wise with like animal DNA, so they can like shift and stuff, and she basically keeps calling them animals or dogs or something, which is basically like calling them the N-word. She is the worst, an intensely unlikable heroine. Girl. And the lead male, Styxs. I did not particularly like him either because he's just a glutton for punishment. I don't know why he likes her so much. She is just an awful person, but he's just like, I want to mate with her. Blah. Additionally, the like breed, that's what they call them, the breed. These people who are like not interbred, that would be a weirder book. The people who have their DNA spliced with animals, they're called the breed. And they're hunting for Storm because she has like data they need or something. And he's the one who captures her. And he does so like through sexual coercion. Like, it's not a rape in the sense that she wasn't forced. However, like, he coerced her into it by putting up a completely false pretense and to getting her into bed. Which is like still morally not okay. What a douche. I understand how the world of this might be very interesting. Like, the world building made sense, so there's that. And I understand how people might like this book or the series, but I hated this book, and sadly it's the first book of the series I read, so it soured me to the rest of the series. Number 2 on the bad books list is Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. So I know people might be mad at me for saying I hate this, because it's a very beloved series, and a lot of people love it to pieces, and I hate it. I hate it. Usually, if I'm going to DNF a book, I try to read at least 50%, and this one I got to 25%, and just couldn't make myself read anymore. It's about this girl named Tally, who's the absolute worst. Like, I hate her as a heroine. She has, like, no redeeming qualities to me. And, like, the whole, like, world building, it's just really dumb. Essentially, there's this like dystopian society where like kids are all ugly, quote unquote ugly, until like they turn like 16 or 18 or something, and then they have a procedure which is basically a fuck ton of plastic surgery and they become pretties. Like, what? How is plastic surgery like a requirement in this like dystopia? I don't really understand. I think it has like a similar theme to like Delirium, where you get like lobotomized a bit. So I think you're pretty and you're stupid, essentially, so you don't like question anything. However, I'm like, you're pretty and you're stupid, you just get to party all the time and have like an amazing life, and you don't have to like worry about food or shelter or anything. Like, that doesn't seem all that bad. Like, it's not like the government, like in the government, yes, they're lobotomizing people, but they're not like lobotomizing people and then like ruining them. They're just like letting them have fun. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why this is bad necessarily. And just like all the naming of the towns were stupid. Like, when you become a pretty, you get moved to New Pretty Town. The name of the town is New Pretty Town. Like take a fucking minute. Like, come up with a name rather than just like, well, I don't know. That's like naming your goldfish fish. Like, why would you do that? I know everyone loves this series. I'm a grown-ass adult, and like, I don't care. Maybe if I was a teenager, I would be more inclined to really like this, but I'm an adult, and like, I don't have time for this. Third on the bad books list is I Married a Billionaire by Melanie Marchand. Every time I see the title, I have to say it like that. I feel like it's gonna be a game show. I Married a Billionaire. It's about this woman who marries a billionaire. Essentially, he's her boss, and he's Canadian, is gonna get deported, so he's like, hey, marry me so I can stay in the country, and like, I'll give you a bunch of money. And she's like, alright. And then Of course, it's the same trope of like a very rich man and a very poor woman, and he's like sweeps him with all his money and like solves her problems, and I don't care. Like, I just don't care about it. And the problem I had with this book in particular is that nothing was explained. Like, all these things happen, but why did they happen? I don't know. Like, I kept asking, why? And there was never an answer. I just felt stupid for asking. It's just like a series of events with no rationale as to why they are happening. I mean, it's a plot that's like, it's not just like random shit. It's like, it has like a linear sense of time. So there's that. But like, why were things happening? I still don't know, and I don't think I ever will. Fourth on the bad books of the month is The Red by Tiffany Wrights. So I got this book as an ARC from the publisher, and I was excited to get that. However, I did not like it. This was the fanciest porno I ever read. So there's that. That's the best way to describe this book. It's like a real fancy porno. It's definitely for a niche audience. It's basically about this woman named Mona. Side note, every time I read her name Mona, I kept calling her Moana, which really ruined the story for me, because I mean, Moana is like a heartwarming tale of an Hawaiian cultural experience, and then Mona in this book is a woman who gets penetrated by numerous people and objects. That's what I'm trying to say. Two very different stories here. But anyway, it's about a woman named Mona who owns an art gallery that is failing, and she like promised her mother on her deathbed that she would keep the gallery running. In comes mysterious stranger named Malcolm, and he's like, hey, I'll give you like money and art and stuff so you can keep the gallery if you like let me bang you one night a month. So basically, it's about a woman becoming a prostitute. As a feminist, I respect her choice to do what she wants with her body. It's just, she does a lot of things with her body in this that were a bit extreme. Like I mentioned earlier, she gets penetrated by multiple people and objects. You heard me right, objects. Like, right off the bat, this was way dirtier than I was ever expecting it to be. I thought like maybe it would be a love story, and it's not at all. It's definitely erotica, but of the extreme variety. Yeah, like at parts, like it was kind of gross, if I'm being honest. Like gross for me, maybe not gross for someone else, but like there were some strange things inside of her. The only interesting thing I found about this is that each chapter and like sexual experience was like based on a famous painting, so that was kind of cool, hence the fancy porno. But whew, that is for a niche audience. It is a bit extreme as for smut. So this last book, I'm gonna need more wine for it. The last bad book I read this month is without doubt one of the most abysmal books I've ever read in my life. That's how much I hate it. The worst book I read this month, and in my whole life, is The Bourbon Kings by J.R. Ward. Fuck this book. I hate it so much. I'm gonna make a whole video. I will make a whole video of my hatred for this, because that's how much I hate it. The long story short for this video is that it's disgusting, and I feel like J.R. Ward should go to her room and think about what she did. I didn't even finish it. I got to like 65% of the way through and like quit. And I remember putting the book down and I said out loud, fuck you. Like, that's how much I hate it. It's driving me to drink. Okay, I gotta calm down. Woo! I read a lot of bad books this month. That's my problem. Please comment down below. Have you read any of these books? Which ones, like, do you disagree with me on that you really love and I'm completely wrong? It'll probably be Uglies, because a lot of people like that book, but I don't get it. Which ones did you also hate and you need a vent to? Please put your comments down below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!